Hello, hello, hello. We haven't done one of these in a while. So, just fixing up UI bugs, you know? Not UI bugs, but UI. The UI. Well, just make sure I don't have anything sketchy on my board. No, I'm happy to talk about all that. Yeah. Made the UI 10x faster. Hello, hello. We're really here to talk today about hiring, but we're going to throw in a few zooxes. I know you guys want to talk about that. I know that's what people are interested in. We're just going to go through. We're going to go through Twitter, and we're going to see what people are saying. Bergen County, welcome. The Mahindra S will be supported as soon as somebody wants to pay us $250,000 to port it, or somebody else. Look, we're not going to trash talk Zoox. I mean, look, if you're an investor in Zoox, you got your money back. If you're a founder of Zoox, you negotiated a payday for yourself. If you're an employee of Zoox, you didn't get shit. But who cares about the employees anyway, right? Nah, it's... We'll see. We'll see what happens. I don't know why Amazon bought them for that much. I think... damn, you know, Bezos wants... wants to be Elon, right? You got your rocket company, you got your self-driving company, you know, and put it this way, if you're going to the space station, do you want to ride on a SpaceX or a Blue Origin? I don't know. Not to hate on Bezos, look, you know, except for the $40 billion he lost in the divorce, he's great. But let's just see what the Twitter's saying about Zoox, and we can go through it. And I know that's what you guys want to talk about. So Amazon acquires self-driving startup Zoox for over $1.2 billion. So they raised $990 million. So it is a little bit more than they raised. But my understanding is some of the later investors had multiples on their investment, which means they're guaranteed a payout. You know, if we go back to comma.ai's Medium, you guys can see this is what I said in October. So you know, it's not quite as bad as Waymo will have it the easiest. When they're shut down, the employees there will be reabsorbed into Google. Cruise will be in the middle. When they're shut down, the employees there will attempt to be absorbed into GM. And Zoox, let's just say I'm glad I don't work there, right? If you're a Zoox employee, you're now an Amazon employee. Working at Amazon. All right. So 3.6. Oh my God, the car manufacturer is locking me out. Look, do I even have to talk about this again? Can you guys in the comments say what I'm going to say to that person who always asks this question? Oh no, Toyota's going to lock me out. Honda's going to lock me out. Thug means never having to say you're sorry. Yeah. All right. So yeah, I mean, you're now an Amazon employee. You know what? Not as bad as Drive.ai, but I mean, it really comes down to. No, I wasn't pissed when I saw Zoox get acquired. Why would I be pissed about that? It's not that surprising, right? And I've always said it's not that Zoox has nothing; it's that the whole idea doesn't make sense. Argo, I think, has nothing. And I gave Zoox props for those videos when they came out. You know, they started to explain it like engineers. Is Zoox worth $1 billion? Well, they put $990 million into it, so a 1x return. So when you look at VC return multiple pie chart. It's like a classic one here. No. 1x, 2x, less than 1x. Let's see if I can find it. I don't know how to find it. VC return. Mostly, though, we're here to talk about hiring for comma.ai. VC return. I don't know. You know what? To be honest, hating on the good for Zoox. I hope everyone there got the outcome they wanted. I mean, if I woke up and I was an Amazon employee tomorrow, you know, there's worse things. There's definitely worse things. Percent of investments by VC return. There's like a chart. Percentage of investments by VC return. I saw a really good pie chart that explained it. Here we go. Perfect. VC fund return on investment, right? So 50% of the companies return less than 1x. Drive.ai is here. Zoox is here. And then these 5% of the companies that the VCs are super happy they invest in. These are the big name tech companies, and these are really how VCs make all of their money. So yeah. $1.2 billion. Well, let's see. Maybe we can find stuff about that deal. So it's possible that, so Zoox raised, they raised $790 million in their earlier rounds. They were trying to raise a $700 million round. They only raised 200 of those 700 million in convertible notes. So let's see if we can find something. I think, there was a word. Nah, there's nothing if I search for Zoox VC multiple. $9.55. Ratchet is what? Yeah, due to ratchets on later rounds. I've never heard this before, but yeah. The company raised $1 billion in equity and convertible debt. Investors are basically going to make their money back, and some will make a positive return. While the pre-money valuation was $2.7 billion in 2008, those investors. No, I mean, look, it's a large acquisition, right? Do I personally care about Zoox? They've just been with the story for a long time, so it's nice to see the story arc of Zoox is a story arc that we've been following. So it's good to bring nice closure to everybody. What's our plan for Qt with UI? So I just made this nice change to UI, which helps improve the interaction between UI.c and model.c. But mostly what we're here to talk about today is hiring for comma.ai. Are there any last Zoox questions? You can see there was some interesting, when you search comma.ai on Twitter, I searched this morning and I saw some interesting stuff. Yeah. Myth, Tesla leads in autonomy, right? Like some totally fake shit. Why isn't comma.ai on there? Do you wonder? Would have expected this to be comma.ai. Comma.ai can do most of what Tesla system can do on a smartphone and 2 cameras. Zoox's team was highly regarded. That's questionable. What do I think of this deal? How about this? The real thing to think about this deal is Bezos lost $40 billion in a divorce. No concern for comma. The concern for comma, here's when I would be concerned if I was comma. If tomorrow the auto OEMs fired all their CEOs and put in software people, that would be like, oh, well, comma was good while it lasted. The good news is that's never going to happen. Actually, another bit of news which is kind of interesting. So if you guys heard me rip on NVIDIA in the Third Row Tesla podcast, so this story came out. Mercedes-Benz and NVIDIA partnered to bring software-defined vehicles to market in 2024. So NVIDIA's chips are extremely overpriced. They're trying to get like $500 to put their stuff in the car. Mobilize about $50, comma, in huge quantities is about $50 as well. NVIDIA's $500. So what cars can support actual $500 cost for an add-on? Well, the Mercedes S-Class, right? And that's the car that it's going to come to in 2024. Now, that said, Rimac, Rimac is also, how much is a Rimac car? Does Rimac actually sell cars? It's hard to keep in my head which one of these are scams and which one of them are not scams. Does Rimac sell design, innovation? Oh, that hypercar. How many cars have they sold? It's hard to, like, Rimac, Lucid, Faraday Future, Rivian, some of them are scams, some of them are good. What's that other one that has like 5 cars in their lineup but hasn't actually shipped any cars yet? I rode in a Faraday Future. It wasn't that much of a scam. And they had one car. They showed it to me. I sat in it. We did a launch. Hardware seemed pretty nice. The software, well, and I saw it was a little thing on the window. It's like the window is a little LCD screen. Nikola is the one that, like, oh, we announced 5 cars, but are you planning on expanding my product fleet? Why don't you buy a comma too, bro? The new Medium posts are coming from our head of research, our head of openpilot, and our new COO. Yeah. I saw the GTA thing. Okay. Where else? What else did I want to talk about? I said I wanted to talk about something else. Oh, this is kind of interesting too. Today, my software update, the Model 3 also asked to start recording on the interior camera. All right, Tesla. We'll see when I've always bet that Tesla's going to come out with driver monitoring before they have FSD, and we'll see if that is true or not. But if anyone would like to bet me $10,000 on that, I'm down to take that bet. Before Tesla has FSD, where they say you cannot pay attention during your commute, Tesla will add camera-based driver monitoring. If anyone would like to bet 10 grand on that, I'm down to bet 10 grand. Oh yeah, this. So I'm going to call right now that there's a 50% chance that this car ends up running openpilot. Now you say, George, how is this car going to end up running openpilot? Have you been in talks with Mercedes and NVIDIA? And the answer to that is, of course not. But what's going to happen as they approach this date? The software is not going to be done. It's not going to have millions of miles of real road testing. Mercedes is going to take it out. They're going to complain to NVIDIA about, the neural nets, So what's going to end up happening is they're not really going to have a choice. They're going to have someone in the team 2020, probably even 2022, is going to have a comma device in their car, and they're going to be like, this code's open source, and we can probably get it to run. And they will, and the rest will be history. So I give it a 50% chance that this Mercedes actually ends up running openpilot. Europe is important. Tell me more about this. Comma needs Europe to succeed. Tell me, what do you mean? What do I not do for Europe? I don't need shit, right? What do I need to succeed? Software engineers. That's what I need. Do we hire people from? Yeah, absolutely. If we can, the visa situation's a little difficult right now, but we have a whole bunch of people from Europe who came here. Now, I mean, that's a separate thing, right? Do we hire European software engineers? Absolutely. Absolutely brilliant software engineers in Europe. Do I somehow need to go to the European market in order to succeed? No. I have more data than I know what to do with right now. all we need right now is software engineers. And that brings me to the main point of this post. We're getting very serious about hiring. We're happy to sponsor H-1B once H-1Bs are back to normal. H-1B, J-1, and O-1 we've sponsored O-1s before as well. I'm happy to give visa sponsorship. Hold also, if you're in Europe and you're interested in working for comma, we have an interesting announcement coming in a bit. So, the unconjoined triangle of success. At comma, our mission is to solve self-driving cars while delivering shippable intermediaries. Everything we do is derived from that mission, and as the narrative unfolds, it looks increasingly like we will win alongside Tesla and Mobileye. Just talk about how different that is from another company's post. What guarantee does someone have if they move across the country or world that you won't fire them for no reason? No one gets fired for no reason. If you're brilliant and adding tons of value to comma, why would I fire you? That makes no sense. If you're slacking and causing trouble and requiring a lot of management, then yeah, of course I'll fire you. So what guarantee? You have no guarantee. And if you're the kind of person who needs guarantees, I don't think comma's for you. If you're the kind of person who's willing to, comma should never fire people? No, it's terrible, but you got to do it, right? Because otherwise you'll end up like Google with a whole lot of bad people where all the good people left, right? Look, one of the biggest things for me, if I'm thinking about how to, if I'm thinking about a company I want to work for, I want to work for a company full of great people, right? Well, you can do a lot in the pre-screen, but you got to make sure the bar stays really high, not just for who you hire, but also for who you keep around. I really don't recommend starting a company. You're the guy who we borrowed the Volt from. It's coming pretty well. If you'll see actually on your OBD2 harness, there was a little mistake in how the voltage regulator was put on, so there's a bunch of bodge wires and glue, but that's going to be fixed in all the production ones. Comma shouldn't fire people and should give their product away for free. Yes, absolutely. Power to the people. Workers of the world unite. All right. Back in reality. So we have 3 teams. We have the openpilot team, the research team, and the operations team. The openpilot team builds and maintains the openpilot software. The research team builds the models. The operations team makes the product, the money, the website, and the app. So we can go through a few of the jobs we're hiring for. You do not need to know anything in particular about self-driving cars in order to work here. So if you think, I don't know about self-driving cars, how could I work here? That doesn't matter. We don't care. Basically, the 2 things we really look for are be smart and be motivated. Also know how to program. Be smart, be motivated, and know how to program. Competitors, if you've done competitions, math competitions, science fairs, competitive programming, CTFs, we're interested. That's a great thing to have on your resume. Contributed to open source projects, have a great GitHub. Easy, if you don't, you should have a GitHub with stars on it, and a GitHub that shows that you write a lot of code, right? How do you get good at writing code? You write a lot of code. And then people who are good at like thinking things through and don't just type lots of code. All our positions are full-time and on-site in downtown San Diego. Though if you're in Europe, there'll be an announcement coming. To deal with the visa situation. Comma has full free lunch. We have a chef who comes in and cooks a hot lunch for everybody every lunch. We do. If you're in the office, feel free to order Uber Eats. We order dinner almost every day. So we're looking for senior software engineers. to join the openpilot team. We're looking for ML engineers and data scientists. We're looking for a safety engineer. This is somebody who's going to think about safety. Some people think they can apply for this and not be able to code. No. You absolutely have to be able to code. Someone's got to write like the code to do when we do comma AEB and stuff. Infrastructure engineer. Tons of tools need building. Self-driving is largely an infrastructure problem. ML is largely an infrastructure problem. So yeah, being able to deal with big data, being able to dispatch things to 1,000 machines, all that stuff. 1,000 cores, we don't actually have 1,000 machines. Full stack engineer. We're very excited about hiring this. We got to get somebody in to make the app good, to make the API good. Prime is starting to become a real profit center for the company. Well, not quite yet. Actually, Prime costs a ton of money, but soon Prime will make money, and we want to make great quality experience for our users. We don't use Kubernetes. We use Docker for a bunch of things. Kubernetes is confusing. Navigation designer. So yes, we will eventually be adding navigation into OpenPilot. OpenPilot needs to know where you are going. Well, there's a lot of trolls in the comments today, man. From what I heard, operations assistant. Oh, it's been changed. Yeah, we didn't need to talk about that one. That one is this is really what we're looking to get. Really, look, guys. This year, we've sold a lot more stuff. We've started selling at a 3x increase in revenue this year versus the same time last year. I'd rather work at a big company where I don't need high motivation. It's great. It's great people select themselves out. But no, it's a problem. And, I'm judging it a bit from you guys in the comments, too. It's like we're getting a lot... we're getting a lot more reach-ins, but they're just not from people who are good, not from people who we would hire. Yeah, the bar is like really high to solve these problems. Look, self-driving is going to be solved by 20 geniuses, right? It's not going to be solved by 1,000 people. I don't think any research problems in history have ever been solved that way, right? You have some on the extreme end, you have things like the proof of Fermat's theorem, right? Which is solved really by, it's one lone genius. It's one lone genius building on top of a lot of other people's work. And of course, you're always going to be building on top of other people's work. That's how any science or research or engineering works. But, in reality, there's nothing, self-driving is going to be solved by 20 people and, 1,000 computers, right? If you believe in an ML solution to self-driving, there's not going to be a lot of openpilot in and of itself, except for adding navigation to it. The whole UX and stuff is kind of done. It can use some refinement and stuff, but it's there. We have some good stuff as we approach 1.0. I'm brutally honest. You have to be brutally honest. Look, if you want to get anything done in the world and you're being dishonest, you're only hurting yourself. So yeah, it's really, the two things that we look for fundamentally are intelligence and motivation. And then both of those things generally over time, there's some amount of skill required. If you can't program, I wonder why you can't program. We don't hire remote employees, though, like I said, if you're in Europe and you're looking, announcement coming. I don't know. I'm not sure this judging from the comments here, I'm really not sure that this, yeah. I'm gonna have to think about it. I'm gonna have to think about how the reach-ins have been getting worse, right? I was hoping as we grew and we got more users, and we have a lot more attention now. Our Google Trends are up, but the quality of the candidates has fallen. So yeah, I don't know. I don't really know what to do about this. I think maybe one of the things we can do is start writing up a lot of technical I don't know. Personally, I think a lot of education is just a straight up scam. Like, what should you study to prepare? I almost don't care. Like, you should program and you should practice programming. But it's not like it's studying, right? It's like it's practicing way more than studying. I don't care if you memorized a book. Who cares? Like, that's what I think of when I think of studying. Now, have you put 10,000 hours into programming? That makes you good. Yeah, I think maybe that's something we can do. We can start documenting our code better, how a lot of the stack works better, writing like high quality but somewhat dry technical documentation. I think might help. By create an open source community. You want me to slap a foundation label on it and incorporate it as a nonprofit? What do you think that changes, man? This is the cargo cult of business. When people think it's things like that. When will comma go public? Never. The more I've looked into that, bearish on that. So look, the comma 2 sold 3x more than the Eon. If the products keep increasing in the way they've been increasing, the thing about exponential is it gets real big real fast. So if this stuff works, I'm thinking in a few years, even with our current, we're a consumer electronics company, we're gonna have really large cash flows. And we define a new sector, right? The self-driving add-on thing. I'm in SRE. Can I apply? You need my permission? Apply. We do a phone screen and we do a program challenge. You do well on those. Look, it's a real. It's all merit based, man. I don't care what your title is. I don't really care that much what's on your resume. Shirts are out of stock. What's our current burn rate? Negative, bro. It's negative because we make money because we're a profitable company. No, I hate remote. Remote's terrible. The only way to possibly get considered for remote is if you've contributed tons of pull requests to openpilot, and then we can consider bringing you on. But there is no way we will hire someone new for a remote position. These people are too hard to manage. Honestly, I think a lot of people who ask for remote is because they want to slack off. You thought the purpose of a startup was to burn VC as quickly as possible. That's the old. It's a new decade. It's 2020. Everything changed. Do I do work experience? Again, how's your GitHub look, right? You want work experience? Show me like 2 open source projects you made that are in use. Wow, damn. That's good. That's good work experience. Did our investors make money already? No. I'll give them their money. If they want their money back, I'll give them their money back. I'll give them just like Zoox, pay back. How can comma 2 beat all these? Why do you think they're my competition? Why do you think they're our competition? Why do you think we compete with Amazon and Google? We don't. I can't get a job in programming because I can't sell myself. Can you help? Yeah, I've tried to be nicer in the interviews. I've tried to be nicer. Oh yes, going Joe Rogan. Oh, that's going to get me a whole lot of inbound that I want. But all right. I want more technical stuff. I'll show more technical content. This is what I've been working on this week. Thinking in vision features, right? When you think in your brain about driving, you don't think about, you don't think in pictures. You think in features. So we have our great vision model, bunch of convies, and then we're building these models. Autoencoder, decoder, you can visualize it. Oh, we gotta put that on Twitter. That looks cool. Augmentation model, dynamics model, hardware people, maybe. Our new, again, if you do hardware and you can also code, yeah, we're interested. If you just do hardware and can't code, yeah, I don't think so. Let's see. Oh, yeah, I have this. This is kind of cool. I can show you guys. So this is one of the things I've been working on. So what this is here, this is the box that openpilot is using in order to drive. And this is a visualization model from the vision features. So I trained an autoencoder to take the vision features and bring them back up to an image. This is what it looks like when it's a video. You see how that thing appeared there? Look at the lane change. So this is how openpilot's actually seeing the world. And then we're going to start doing a lot more stuff where we think in these vision features. Right? You're going to see something interesting up here when a car comes across. Yeah. I know the autoencoder doesn't perfectly capture it. You know, the loss function's not perfect. It's not sampled, it's averaged. Yeah, well, you know, it's decent here. Part of the problem also is this is a small model. We need big model. I'll show you guys another one. It's another one. It's not a VAE. It's not variational. I'm not doing any sort of bit restriction on it. We're training the vision model separately, supervised. And then we just take the features and bring them back to the image space. I'll show you guys another thing. What's holding back 08? A lot of work, yeah, a lot of hard work. We're making some big changes to the models. We're getting the models ready for level 5. So you can give this a second to load here. How's the simulator coming along? This is the simulator in vision feature space. Yeah, I'm reading the comments. Yeah, we use a finite state machine for lane change. I'm not really sure how else you'd do it. So we can actually move. So like I can, here, so it's WASD. So you move around with WASD just like a video game. So I can like turn, I can also strafe. And this is thinking in vision feature space. So this is using a transformation model inside of the space that openpilot's using to reason. Yeah. I can also WASD with a, so if I don't use the ML transform model, right? Whoops. It's Ubuntu. Give this one a second to load. This one's actually using the image and just doing normal augmentation. I can't drive. Oh my God, it turns so slowly. Yeah, but we don't actually go back to the RGB image when we do any of the training. Yeah, we had a big, we had an offsite last week. Our level 5 summit, where we discussed very seriously what it's going to take to get to, well, we settled on level 3. There's some chance, we think Tesla's going to be first to level 3, with us in second. We think there's some chance we'll beat them. Yeah, we can augment in the latent space, basically. Zoox had something. I mean, it's the wrong thing, but it was something. It's better than Cruise, I think. I've said that way before their acquisition, too. I think the bigger problem is And now Zoox and Cruise look similar. So what are the outcomes for Zoox employees? They're going to look similar to Amazon employees. LSD Slam uses photometric losses. The comma.ai is not that good at photometric loss. It's very good at geometric loss. But yeah, everything we're doing is geometric, not photometric. Oh my God, the more camera question. No, I never plan to add another camera. Never. We're always going to be on one camera. I'm getting paid by big one camera to make sure we only ever stay on one camera. I think we're doing CES in 2021, yeah. You want to order a comma.ai so bad. What are you currently doing to address? What am I doing? The thermal issues are going to get better. Yeah, they're going to get better. There's a few problems with it. We're doing a bunch of tests. If I go to 0 cameras, big one camera won't pay me. iPhone added 3 cameras, all pointing the same direction with similar field of view. Is that what you guys want? Will that make you all happy? When will shirts be in stock again? Bro, I don't know. I think I know that. I think shirts didn't make us enough money. I think shirts weren't a big profit center for the company. We need profit centers. I love profit. Why are we so open? Because no one listens to us anyway, you know? And that's going to be the real joke. And that's going to be the real joke when all this stuff is over. You could be open. You can say the truth. People don't listen. They hear what they want to hear. They're in their echo chambers. A lot of them have... when you're invested, when you've put... Comma's been around for 5 years, right? If you're at Waymo and you've put 10, 15 years of your life into this, and you're like... Are you going to be like... You're going to wake up one day and be like... You know, guys, I don't actually think this is the right way to do it. What else can we talk about hiring? We have a HackerRank challenge, and we have the programming challenge, comma.ai, speed prediction challenge. It's still actually a surprisingly good challenge. It's just a video. And the question is, can you, from the video, figure out how the car is driving, how fast it's going. Just how fast it's going. Wow, it looks so weird with the old view before HDR. But yeah, just output the speed. If you're the type of person who chooses where to work based on free drinks and good food, I don't know, man. I don't know. There's no name for... Zoox is not a public company. There's no name for the stock of Zoox. This is cool. Yo, let's look at this one, but in ML Transform land. So I think... no, it's not gonna... No, I don't know which one that was. No. Never mind. Can't find that one again. Would have been cool to look at that one in ML Transform land though. We could look at that same route, but instead of looking at it through the eyes of a camera, you can look at it through the eyes of the model. Yeah, float. What, you think I want an integer? You think how it's got to be a little more precise than that, don't you think? Modafinil is a Schedule 4 controlled substance. Adrenofil is not, though. Adrenofil is probably still true. Is that 3D model a custom library? What 3D model? But yeah, I don't know, guys. I'm bearish on the streams. That's why I haven't been streaming in a bit. I'm bearish on the stream being useful for hiring. Where's the HackerRank? Email in a resume. The HackerRank costs us like $1, so I think we ask you a few pre-screen questions first, see if you're worth $1. Most people are worth $1. Yeah, I'm bearish on the utility of these streams. Maybe that was just an era of comma.ai that's over. We're a real company now. We got executives. We got 3 divisions. We got profit. And I'm still the same guy. Hey, why can people don't change, right? Yeah, hire some recruiters, put people through a process, get some bureaucracy up in here. What do y'all think? Can you no-clip in the simulator? It sounds like your bugs, right? Gonna fix them. Yeah, I know you like hearing from me, but the question is ask not what these streams can do for you, but what these streams can do for me. Streams important for selling products. I don't need to sell more products. We're profitable. We're making cash. We're making cash, boys. Here, take a look. I'll bring up our Shopify. Let me just look it over a little bit and make sure everything on the screen's okay. We don't like leaking information about our customers, but as long as it's fully anonymized data, it's all good. Yeah, buddy. Look at that money. Look at that money. We're getting money. Yeah, so that's enough to run the company. Enough to, yeah, we're still selling phone meetings, $1,000. comma.ai/services. You can buy a meeting. Wonder if investors don't vest until they raise again. So the investors own equity in this company, and it's preferred shares, so they're totally welcome to sell it at any time. I think right now it'd be pretty easy if they wanted to turn a profit to sell it to somebody else, which they're welcome to do. But yeah, if you're applying for a job here, think about which division you'd like to apply for. So we have 3 divisions, and we have a different interview process for each of the divisions. We have the openpilot division, the research division, and the operations division. Why don't you open a small crowdfunding for a small portion of your equity? But I don't need money. Why do I need money? Why do you live in the Bay Area? A dying place. Why don't you make cryptocurrency? See, you're why I don't do streams, man. You're why I don't do streams. We do hire interns. The bar is almost higher for interns. Not similar. The bar's similar. If you're really good, you'll hire you as an intern, sure. Here's kind of like how I think about it, right? You got all the comp employees. You can put them in a ranked list, and then you have the mean of that list, right? We want to hire new people that bring up the mean. That's how you make sure a company is continually improving. Am I looking for marketing? Why would I do marketing? I don't need more sales. I need more engineers to solve self-driving cars. Remember, the mission of the company is to solve self-driving cars while delivering shippable intermediaries, right? So what do we need to solve self-driving cars? Well, that list there. We really need someone to build out navigation. I mean, navigation is going to be a big thing for the next year. We have a whole back-end mapping effort we need to hire people for. So do more engineers solve the problem? More engineers are only good if you have different things that need doing, right? If you know the saying, right? 3 women can't have a baby. If one woman can have a baby in 9 months, 3 women can't have a baby in 3 months. So I mean, this is true if you're having 1 baby, but 3 women can have 3 babies in 9 months, right? Whereas 1 woman would take 27. Actually, probably not even. You got to wait a little bit. But see, that's what I mean. If you can break it up into different tasks that need doing in order underneath the big umbrella task of solving self-driving cars, then having more software engineers definitely helps, right? Another way to think about this is Amdahl's law, right? Like, problems are parallelizable to an extent. And this is a classic. It's in Mythical Man Month and stuff. Simulations are good for testing, not good for training. Simulation's doomed to succeed if you train in simulation. I say this stuff all the time, too. So I read it all up. Write it all up, the real solution to self-driving. Should I pull a Sebastian Thrun and start a Udacity course for self-driving, right? Like Sebastian Thrun's like, shit, man, this is going to take another 10 years to solve. I'm out. I'll just train the people who did it, right? What do I think about Mapillary getting bought by Facebook? Well, that's the end of Mapillary, right? Who bought OpenStreetCam? That was bought by some company too. It's sad. You know, these things just go to die. Where does semi-trucks fall for me? What about semi-trucks? But yeah, the whole point of the company is the mission. So think about how, well, I mean, you can see kind of what our breakdown is. I'm pretty open about how we do it. We're trying to be the AlphaGo of self-driving. The thing about AlphaGo is Amazon entering the self-driving car market now. All right. What self-driving car market? What self-driving car market are they entering? There's no market. We're like the biggest market. There's no. Where's this market? What are you buying, right? I guess, well, I don't know. I mean, Tesla's making a lot more off those full self-driving. Yeah, but Zoox isn't in a market. Zoox is a research lab. You want to tap into our sales? Buy comma too. Shop.comma.ai. I don't care about average. I don't care about hours. What is the average skill level? You can look at the code, right? I think it's quite high. Yeah, it would boost my revenue. Yes, but I don't need more revenue. I need more talented software engineers, right? Like, I didn't come here and win, you know? I don't know. Is winning just out of phase in the world? I want to have a job at Google where I do nothing with my life and I tweak REST endpoints to make sure we have accessibility for cripples in Czechoslovakia, right? Like that's really yeah, that's what it comes down to. That's what these you do nothing at these companies. I don't know, but yeah, like why is the software engineering talent there? Software engineering talent also goes to finance. You're playing a scam game, right? Like you're playing a game with you take the money and oh look, I'm making all this money. That's all fake, right? More exposure equals more engineers. Well, so I was hoping that this year. It seems to not be that true. Do you need to know about Slam before? No. I didn't know about Slam 4 years ago. I totally would have hired myself, right? I'm not going to ask you if you know Slam in any interview. Where did most current engineers come from? Reach-ins, reach-outs. What else you do, right? Like you just, you know, it's the top 1% of the people who apply, and then like, okay, half the people who we want accept the offer, and yeah, that's where they come from, right? What's the first question I ask? What's the derivative of x squared? Not all engineers want to be an engineer. Well, don't be an engineer. Do what you want. Amazon paid $1.2 billion. What do I think Zoox is actually worth? Well, it's a hard thing to value. If you're thinking about future returns of Zoox's business model, it's worth negative money. If you're thinking about repurposing this technology for making your deliveries 20% faster, then to be honest, it might actually be worth $1.2 billion to Amazon. It might be worth more, right? If you could figure out how to get if you could do Amazon deliveries 20% more efficient, that's easily worth the money. So I don't know if Zoox's technology can be repurposed for that. I don't like Ross. I think it's build libraries, not frameworks. I think Ross is a framework and not a library. We get a lot of the same stuff. We now have a library called Serial, comma.ai/Serial. Sorry, no, GitHub. It's on GitHub, Serial. And it does most of what ROS does. We use cap and proto for the binary packing format. We used to use ZMQ for message passing, but ZMQ puts the bytes to the kernel, which is slow. So now we, our head of openpilot wrote a custom one that uses ring buffers in shared memory, which is a lot nicer. Mr. Everything Master. Timeout. Need solve leak code. How do you keep the model so small? They're growing. They're getting big. They're getting big. We gotta change it. Right now, the models are being stored on disk as float 32, but they're only being used. The weights are only being used by the GPU as float 16. So we can change that. I don't know what a leak code 500 problem is. Yeah, the spammers are, I don't know. Maybe it is the format of these streams, right? I mean, I do it on Twitch. I did it a lot to just kind of blow off steam and kind of shit talk. But maybe that doesn't attract the best sort of audience. So we'll have to do a bit of reflection on how to get the right sort of people. And maybe the right sort of people are out there and they're watching this, they're just not commenting. Or they click around on it, they read the comments. When do I think comma will reach level 3? 3 years? That was kind of the consensus of the offsite. Level 5 is still too far away to think about. We were all pretty convinced that it's more than 5 years away, but level 3 can be reached significantly sooner. It's an achievable goal, and it's what we're pushing towards. We need to get our models to be so reliable. In fact, when you're in level 3, level 2 has a completely different safety paradigm from level 3. In level 2, we don't trust the models. We have lots of stuff after the models to prevent, like, high torques on the steering wheel, for example, right? And this is good in the level 2 system because we expect if a high torque's required, the user does it. But in level 3, where you can't rely on the user, or at least can't rely on the user quickly, that stuff becomes a lot less relevant. So in 3 years, where will comma be? Well, you're a spammer, so you don't get an answer. I was going to give you an answer, but you spammed, so now you get a timeout and no answer. Yes. We're not working remotely. We never worked remotely. You know, I'm 30 years old, right? A lot of people here are pretty young. A lot of people are younger than me. The Periscope era was awesome. It's for a different thing, right? Like, I'm not here to promote the product. I'm here to promote the company. I'm here to promote, put it this way. You show me that you're a great engineer. You show me you're a great engineer and you're skeptical that comma's gonna win. And you're skeptical that we're gonna win self-driving cars. Do my programming challenge. Do a programming challenge, do the hacker rank, get a perfect score, it's easy. And then I'll do a phone call with you. I'll do a 30-minute phone call with you. And if at the end of the 30-minute phone call I haven't convinced you, I mean, I'm sure I will. If you truly think about this space free of preconceptions, and you look at what's going to be required to solve this problem, you're versed in, you know, the direction ML's been going, the direction the legacy self-driving car companies have been going, the direction Tesla's been going. I'm sure after a 30-minute phone call, I'll convince you. Redundancy is something to think about after the software is good enough. Most of the problems now are not caused by hardware failures, but by software failures. Does it have to be people within the US? No, we're happy to get you here. We're happy to, look, if you're super talented, we'll make it work. We'll figure out how to, not remote, I'm not gonna go that far, but perhaps we'll have an office outside the US if visa things become an issue, or if we can sponsor you a visa, we're happy to do it. Honestly, why you should work at comma if Google pays 3x? Well, so two things about that. One, yeah, sure, Google's salaries are Google salaries are 2x higher. But your Google equity is not going to 10x, right? Your Google equity there's no 10x growth for Google. There is very easily 10x growth for comma. So the upside could potentially be much larger working here instead of Google. So from a straight monetary perspective, you can make arguments for comma above Google. But if you're into the straight monetary arguments, it's boring. The second reason is, what are you going to do at Google, right? Do you think you're going to build something revolutionary? Or do you think you're going to look into a Google Docs bug on IE6 and have to go through 3 stages of code review and, sit through 3 meetings every day? And if that's what you want to do with your life, and that's what it's worth to get, I'm getting double the money in the bank right now. Well, a startup is a risk, right? But yeah, no, if you're talented with the amount of equity you get, you stand to make a lot more money here than you do at Google. If you're not interested in software development, please go work at Google. You'd have an impact, but honestly, you will make more money probably too. If we succeed. If comma actually gets to level 3 within 3 years, you'll make more money here than you would at Google. Do I have any advice for early stage startups? Shut down while you still can. Give the money back to your VCs, tell them sorry about the 30% haircut, and be like, I'm out, bro. What if Google buys comma? Google's not buying comma. I'm not selling to Google. Wouldn't sell to Google. $2 billion. $2 billion I'll sell to Google. And then I'll take the money and start apostrophe. It's an hour-long stream. I'll go back to work in a little bit. It's almost lunchtime. Product design, Mekis, not really. Pretty much, can you code? Let's hear from someone in the background. They got things to do. I'm not going to distract them. It's bad enough that I'm distracted. Yeah, I'll start apostrophe, right? We use TensorFlow. I don't know. I know there's the movement. Oh, you got to use PyTorch. Yeah. I think Cross is nice. Google may take that offer. Yeah, Google takes that offer. Yeah, and I'll go start apostrophe with the money after I, get rid of my handcuffs after a year, right? $2 billion. $2 billion. And you know what? You want to talk about it. I'm not just going to talk with you. You got to wire $2 million first. $2 million to come to the table. How many hours do I work per week? 100, bro. 100. How many hours am I awake? It's more than 100. That's right. Always working. Work is life. What does apostrophe do? Well, the same thing as comma. Are we hiring front-end devs? It depends. Yeah, maybe. If you think you can qualify as full stack, we'll hire you. If you're full stack with more emphasis on the front end, we'll hire you. If you're good with UI stuff, we'll hire you. So yeah, if you're React, JavaScript, sure. How good is Zoox compared to comma? It's totally different. I don't care. Full stack does not require any ML. You won't be touching any of the ML stuff. You looking for graduates or senior experience levels? I don't care. We have an intern here. He's 20. He's genius. And if there were 5 more people like him, I'd give them all full-time jobs. What type of job security can you offer? Look, here's the thing about that question. You actually have quite decent job security, but if you're the kind of person who's interested in job security, you'd never work here. You'd never like we're trying to do something new, right? We're not trying to maintain Google Docs for IE6 here. With respect to ask the question seriously, all right, this is saying, look, if your program doesn't finish in 1 second, it won't finish in 2. If your program doesn't finish in 2 seconds, it won't finish in 4, 8, 8/16, so on and so forth. Comma's been around for 5 years. We're a profitable company. We've raised $8.1 million, which is laughable compared to what we have. So yeah, the company's not going anywhere. With respect to job security like that, if you're worried about the company disappearing, I wouldn't worry about that. If you're worried about getting fired, that's a personal thing between you and your skills. There's a job security question like, is comma shutting down next week? Am I going to announce tomorrow, sorry guys, we couldn't raise any money, you're all bought by Amazon? No, of course not. All right, that's an hour. Thank you for joining. comma.ai/jobs. You want to win 3 years to level 3. Be a part of the winning team. Get rich, change the world. That's right. See you later.